Tonight's Xfinity TV High School Football Game of the Week postgame show is brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Visit them on the web at pittsburghsportsreport.com. Well, we're here at South Fayette tonight. Chris Shovlin, Ellis Cannon, Meg Bolger's been on the sidelines with us all night long. And, boy, it was a tough one for the Sto-Rox Vikings. They came in here. They knew they were facing the two-time defending WPIAL and PIAA state champions. And this is a different South Fayette ball club, but really they're on the same page as they've been the last few years. Despite the changes of the names, the story remains the same, doesn't it?
It really does. When you're able to have quality come up through the program together. Tonight was youth night, and, of course, even from that level all the way through the middle schools and the JVs and so forth, you're able to see that progression year in and year out. And you add a lot of returning offensive linemen and weapons for a young quarterback. It could certainly help make good results.
Yeah, we saw some dynamic plays here tonight. Let's take a look at our best of the batch play of the night here at South Fayette this evening. And this is how it all played out. Billy Franz back to pass. Lets one rip down over the middle. It's caught on the fly. This is Giovanni Love. Look at him breaking through blockers, tacklers, and beating everybody to the end zone. Giovanni Love takes it back 76 yards for a massive pick six. That made the score 28-0 at that point in time. And, of course, South Fayette was able to go on and roll to a much bigger victory here tonight.
Yeah, they did it offensively. They did it defensively. They really did it at their whim, particularly in the first half of the game. And they did it in a way that just didn't allow Sto-Rox, already undermanned, maybe get a little confidence here and there. Their guy Franz at quarterback, he did absolutely everything that he certainly could individually. They're replacing 4 starters on the offensive line. They're missing. So you've got freshmen and sophomores. It's just a very difficult task. And yet Franz, he ran for 69. He passed for 88. 4 kick returns, 4 punts, 8 tackles. We told you he'd be everywhere. He was everywhere and gutty at that.
And gutty indeed. And you kind of stole the thunder I was about to strike with, and that is the fact that Sto-Rox did not quit playing. They scored a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion late in the game because they would not give up.
And you know what? It meant something to them. I mean, if you watch the game again, you're going to notice that when they scored and there was excitement over it. There was excitement over getting the 2-point conversion. A lot of times in these games, the ball's on the floor and that's it, move on and, give it to the ref. These guys were excited to be able to accomplish something. Chris had mentioned during the course of that drive, they just want to come down and get a score. They made a play on 4th down in the pass game that allowed that the chains to get moved and ultimately allowed that to happen with a touchdown. On
the other side of the ball, Ellis, I give Joe Rossi a lot of credit. This wasn't one of those games that was a typical blowout where you see a score being run up. He was using everybody in a green suit out there tonight, and everybody got some playing time, it seemed.
We even saw at the end of the first half, it was a nice move by him when they took the knee. They had time to run another play. The game had been decided at that point. He talked about what he wanted to accomplish with Meg at halftime, saying, look, I just want to make sure I get some kids out there, and also, again, that their work is going to pay off in getting game time, and that's exactly what happened. And a lot of those kids, Chris, as we pointed out through the course of the second half, made plays. A lot of more freshmen and sophomores making plays. So, everything he wanted to do tonight with this team paid off. He really wanted to protect the quarterback, Drew, and, Drew came through in a big-time way. You take a look at his numbers, and he was perfect throwing the ball, and, they pressured the quarterback quite a bit. Franz is going to be a little bit sore tomorrow.
All right now, Joe Rossi, the head coach of the South Fayette Lions, is with our own Meg Bolger. Go ahead, Meg.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, Coach, can't get better than this after a win. You're surrounded by a pretty good-looking group of girls here.
That's it. I needed some boys to get some football players, but instead we got a lot of cheerleaders here. So.
Oh, well, that's good for the youth night. But, Coach, we talked about this at halftime, the collective effort of your team and getting some young players involved. How nice was that tonight?
Yeah, to be on TV and for those guys to get some playing time, it's special. We got a great group of kids and came out here, did what they had to do, and didn't look ahead to next week. And we got a tremendous challenge in Seton, and I'm proud of them.
Well, Hunter Hayes has been great for you all season. Just talk a little bit about this group of seniors.
Yeah, they're all awesome. They're not selfish kids. They understand it's all about the team, and that's the reason we've been good. And some of them, they've waited their turn to play, and they're getting it done. For some like Hunter and Pawnickbar and some of these guys that have come back with some playing experience with Radnick, and they've done a great job.
Coach, you mentioned this big game coming up. You have Seton LaSalle here at home. What are you expecting from them?
Great crowd, a great effort. They're a tremendous team, and I told the kids we don't match up scores. And although we may have beaten Steel Valley and then we lost to them, it's a rivalry. You throw all that out the window, and we're going to expect a great challenge next week.
All right, Coach, thanks. Good luck next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right, back up to you, Chris.
Meg, thank you so much. I said it before, twice. I'll say it again. This is the best-run high school football program in Western Pennsylvania right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned perhaps even the Commonwealth. We should point out that's the 39th consecutive win. They tied, I believe, the third longest WPIL streak last week. And so obviously the good times continue to roll. And Chris, you're right. They seem to have the perfect hand in Coach Joe Rossi as well. He's an even-handed guy, certainly in dealing with the media, certainly in the sidelines, and I just think that his demeanor works very, very well, let alone his background. And that success is something he doesn't take for granted. And one of the guys that, of course, makes that happen for this year's team is Hunter Hayes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hunter Hayes was on a roll here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the action that we saw out of him here this evening. Just a tremendous effort by Hayes. There he is with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. That was the third score of the game, set up by the Luke Mindel interception. And look at Hayes break this one loose. Just a tremendous 72-yard run. And I was commenting, the entire body shaking, the head is staying still. That is just patented running back play right there. Hunter Hayes looked like a track star when he took off. And right now, he is on the field with our own Meg Bolger. Meg, let's go back down to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Hunter, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Another big win, another great
sir.
night for you.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about, what this team has accomplished and what you're still looking to accomplish and how special it's been.
Over the past few years, we made the most out of all our moments at South Fayette, playing South Fayette football. Obviously, the past 2 years, we won a state championship, but, that's in the past. And, we completed our 7th week of football. And, we're looking forward to Seton LaSalle next week and our first school section title, and then Whippeal championship, and then state title.
It's a lot of awards right there.
Yeah.
A lot of championships.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do,
Now, last week you guys answered the call versus Steel Valley. Big game coming up this week for Seton LaSalle. Like you mentioned, you have them at home. What are you preparing to do this week? How will you refocus for them?
It's a lot of emphasis on our effort, and if we can give effort, we're gonna be in for a ball game. We know that, but if we give effort, we're gonna be all right, and hopefully we'll come out victorious.
All right, Hunter. Thanks. Good luck next week. Enjoy this win.
Thank you.
Chris.
All right, Meg, thank you so much for all your great work on the sidelines and on the field here tonight. Again, all South Fayette. I just love the attitude here with this program. Everything is so upbeat. It is so positive. They just have this winning attitude, and it seems to never graduate here at South Fayette.
Oh, well, that's a great point. And, somebody may say, well, wait, that's easy to be happy when you keep winning. Well, guess what? It's a chicken and the egg type of thing. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and certainly it's not just limited to the football program. It's all through this campus, which is a beautiful one at that, academically excellent. And you put all that together, and they're at a time. They are at a moment, and there's no question. Now, when you look at Hayes, he finishes just 2 yards short of 100 yards. He had 5 carries, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. One was a 72-yarder that we saw. And I know that Air Force offered this week, I believe Army previously, type of kid that could end up in the CAA, Ivy League. But I want to do something a little different. I see his career arc, based on what I just saw, as going from high school football to the United States Senate. Sure, it seems a little extreme. I get it.
Big jump.
Yeah, a little bit, but not with him. He handles himself, obviously knows what to do in terms of being a teammate and excelling in leadership, and congratulations, quality young man.
All right, quick night's work for South Fayette. Best of luck next week to both clubs. Again, South Fayette going up against Seton LaSalle, and the Sto-Rox Vikings have Keystone Oaks as they continue Century Conference play. For our entire crew, Ellis Cannon, Meg Bolger, everybody out in the truck, on the cameras, doing all the great work to bring you the great pictures and the video here tonight from our Viewpoint Production Services crew. I'm Chris Shublin. Thank you so much for joining us. South Fayette wins big over Sto-Rox here on Xfinity TV On Demand.